In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about deleting records. It's something that I get asked about on a regular basis, so I figured it was time to go ahead and put out a video about it. There are a number of ways to get rid of groups of records in Surpass. The method that we're going to cover today is probably the most complicated method, but it is also the most functional method and the method that is going to cover the standard situation that comes up when you're trying to delete large numbers of records. In most situations, the records that you want to get rid of are distributed throughout your collection in a way that makes it not so easy to just gather them all together based upon one criteria like a category or a call number or a barcode range. Those methods are a lot easier to manage with regards to large groups of records, but most situations where you're deleting or weeding your collection don't lend themselves to that kind of a process. So we're going to look at a method that involves taking a number of steps to get the items that you want from your collection into a group that can be managed, and then to use that group to get those specific items out of your records. So the first thing that we want to do is find a way to get the items from your collection into some kind of a group. So the best way to do that is to start by listing all of your items in Materials Add or Edit. I'm working in Surpass Central 6.11. If you are working in just about any version of Surpass from 5.2 on, I believe the process is going to be essentially the same. So I go into Search in, select Barcode, and under the Find, use the All that's in parentheses at the bottom of the drop-down list in the cached values in the Find box. And when you use Search in Barcode, Find All, you will see that all of your items are listed in ascending barcode order. Now, the next thing we need to do is to create the container that's going to be used to house the items that we want to get rid of. Well, the best way to do that is to use a Surpass book bag. Let's go up to the book bag icon here and have a look. You'll see a little drop-down arrow to the right of the book bag icon. Select that drop-down arrow, and when you do, you are going to get some options with regards to book bags, and you will also find the current book bag that you're working in. Okay? Currently, I'm working in a book bag called Copies. But I want to make a book bag that's going to be specifically designated for getting rid of these items. So let's create a new book bag specifically for the purpose of getting rid of items from our collection. So come on down to Create a New Book Bag and select it. Give the book bag a name that means something to you. And in this case, I'm going to capitalize and use Items to be Deleted. Now, I capitalize it so that it can be easily distinguished from all of the other book bags. If you do a bunch of importing and if you use Copycat, you may have a large number of book bags that get created on the fly by the processes in Surpass. And using capitals will help you find your book bag easier. So once you give it a name, you can go ahead and click OK. And here's the thing to take note of. When you have created a book bag, okay, you are working in that book bag when you create it. Okay, we just created a book bag called Items to be Deleted, and we are now working in that book bag. That is, this new book bag that we have created has the focus and has the floor, if you will. And now we can work with it, put things in it, and take things out of it easily. So now that we have our container, all we need to do is to use the book bag icon and use the list of our items that we created using the Search in Barcode Find All method. And we can go down and select the items that we want to get rid of and click the book bag icon, the actual icon itself, not the drop-down arrow. Okay, when you click an item in the list and then click the book bag icon, you will get a confirmation letting you know that the item has been added to the book bag that you're currently working in this case, items to be deleted. Go ahead and click the confirmation. And in this method, you can go ahead on down your list and add your items by clicking and simply clicking your item and clicking the book bag icon. Now, if you've put an item in the book bag that you don't want to be in the book bag, you can go ahead and click the book bag icon again and the item will be removed. Let's have a look. This item, which is the ancient cliff dwellers of Mesa Verde, was put in when I clicked on it and clicked on the book bag originally. Now it has been removed from the book bag. So let's go on and select a few more items, and that's it. Now that we have the items that we want to remove in a book bag, let's go ahead and get those items out into a mark record on our desktop. And that's very easy to do. Let's see how. Go to Export. In the tag row, select Book Bag. And if you don't have anything selected there, go ahead and hit the drop-down arrow. And you'll see that book bag is at the top of the list, is near the top of the list. And in the condition row, you want to go ahead and click in the white box and click the ellipses. Notice that when I scroll down, I can find my items to be deleted book bag right there. Click OK. Now I can go ahead and click the Save Records, Save to Desktop, and give the collection a name, and the items are now sitting in a mark record file on my desktop. So we have collected the items in a book bag, which we gave a name. We have exported the items from that book bag to a mark file on the desktop, and now we want to continue with the process of getting rid of the items using what's called a delete on match import method. But before we do that, let's make a backup. Just in case things go wrong and you're dealing with hundreds or thousands of records, you want to be sure to make a backup just in case things don't go quite as planned. So come to Maintenance, Database, select the daily maintenance tasks or the weekly tasks, either one. If you select the dailies, you will have fewer checkboxes to uncheck. Go ahead and uncheck all the checkboxes except the top option, which is Local Backup. Click Start, and that will create a backup. Take about 30 seconds, maybe less. And now you have an insurance policy in case the following procedure does not go quite as planned. We have a backup which we can restore. Now, let's go ahead and use the import feature of materials to get rid of the items that we don't want. And the way to do that is to look at the right side of the screen here in the materials import section of the program. What we want to do is we want to delete by selecting a match method, and the match method to select is by barcode. The barcode is the unique identifier for each item, and so we want to use that to match the specific records that are in our collection that match the barcodes of the items that we have in our exported file. So we want to use the Match Records by Barcode Number option. Okay, we want to uncheck the Match by Title and Author and ISBN and just match by barcode. I'm going to come down to the default match action, which tells Surpass what to do when it finds a match. And what we want to do when we find a match, when we find a record in our collection that matches the barcode number of the item that we have in the exported file, the book bag, we want to delete the record. So this is something like a surgical strike, if you will, in which Surpass can look at the records that are being imported, go and find the matching barcode items and delete those items and do nothing else. Notice that I've unchecked the keep existing local holdings. I believe this is a no care. Because it's doing a delete, it won't matter, but I'm just in the habit of unchecking it anyway whenever I do a delete existing record. So at this point, we can go ahead on to the next step, which is to find our file. And our file is items to be deleted. So let's go ahead and grab the items to be deleted file from our desktop. Select the next step. You can use either the preview and approve tab down below, or use the next step, or use the open. You have a lot of options here. And Surpass shows you the items that are going to be deleted. If that looks good, go ahead and select the import. One copy was skipped, probably because it was out. And you get a summary report that shows you the titles and volumes that were deleted from your records. You can go ahead and save this report, export it to a file, print it, or do whatever you want. What you can do after doing this is to go back to Materials Add or Edit and have a look and see that the items are gone. You can also check the numbers in the upper right, or you can check on the home screen, check the numbers, and see that the numbers coincide with the number of items that were taken out of your records. And that pretty much covers it. There are a few steps involved, but if you pay attention to the video, it really turns out to be fairly easy. Make sure to make that backup, because that's probably the most important step in case things go wrong. Make a backup. It takes about 10 seconds. If you're in a multi-location installation, then you will have to consult with other librarians at the other locations if you're going to be doing this, or you may need to wait until the time is convenient for them and for you and for your patrons. Thanks for using Surpass. Thank you for your time.